So here we are back for another market update this month, March 2024. I'm here to show you what's happening right here, boots on the ground, South Jersey Shore, as well as the market across the rest of the country. Hey, I'm Adam D with the Local Connect and KW Realty. The most common question I always get is, how's the market? I want to make sure that I can thoroughly answer that and provide you as much value as possible. So far in March, we have not seen an influx of new listings. In fact, inventory is still very low, and we have a housing shortage. There was a little bit of a slow part to the start of the year. Not that the market slowed down, there just wasn't any houses to sell. Now there's a little bit of an uptick, not a lot more, but just enough that we're seeing some more multiple offer situations and a lot of properties on the hot sheet in the MLS going under contract quickly again because there's a little bit more movement in the market right now. However, if you're a buyer, you still have to anticipate you might get into a multiple offer situation on a nice condition property. And if you're selling, now more than ever, it's important to price a property correctly because there is a number of homes that are just sitting on the market with unsupported prices because I think the sellers think it's 2022 still where they can ask any price that they want. And we're not in that market any longer. So we're still seeing a persistence of owners that have a ton of equity, very low interest rates, and because of that, they want to not sell, hold on to their equity, hold on to their low rate, and that's leading to this low inventory. And we have a lot of buyers that are just pent up waiting for more houses to come onto the market and or for rates to come down, which will actually naturally cause that to happen. Fed meeting's coming up March 20th. Unlikely that we see a federal rate change. Probably going to stay the same. However, there is still a big spread between that 10-year treasury rate and the average mortgage rate. So it's still very possible, and most experts predict that mortgage interest rates are going to go down throughout the course of this year. So let's jump into the numbers, take a look at the data and exactly what's going on right now. Here's a look at active listings by month for our local shore market, Atlantic and Cape May counties. You can see still very low and significantly lower than the national average. And that's what's keeping our market very competitive and why the market hasn't changed. You hear me say this all the time, it's all because of the inventory or the available listings for sale. A little bit closer look at Atlantic County. Again, still very much in the seller's market range. We know that seller's market is going to be less than 5 months of inventory. Neutral market's about 5 to 6 months. Cape May County, same thing, still low inventory levels for the most part, just keeping this competitive, somewhat seller's market that we have here. And one more look at inventory levels. You can see that we don't always follow the national trends. Things have ticked up a little bit, still less than the national trend, and therefore keeping the market competitive. Current mortgage interest rates, we were over 7 just most recently, early March. We've dipped down just below 7. Hopefully that trend continues. Thankfully, we're much lower than this 8% area that we hit back in the fall. Projections are still that they're going to go down, maybe as low as the high 5s. I don't know. We'll see later in the year, but I do think that they're going to go down at least a little bit just because of that spread between the 10-year treasury and current average rates. This is a look at showings or buyers walking through the door right now in New Jersey. Okay, the orange line is 2024. So you can see we're right in the middle of the pack, almost just as many showings as we've had the last few years, even in busier markets. We're a little bit higher than last year on showings, despite not really having many more listings. So again, competitive market. Most economists are saying that we are not seeing a recession. And they are much more confident this year than they were last year. So last year, 61% of economists thought there was going to be a recession in the next 12 months. That number now is down all the way to 39%. So a lot more confidence from the experts or economists. Now, I seem to always have somebody ask me every month about foreclosures, where they're at. Well, there really are not any. In fact, the foreclosure metrics are down even further since the pandemic. Or prior to the pandemic, I should say. So we are seeing very, very few foreclosures or distressed properties, almost non-existent on the islands, maybe one here or there offshore, but really not something I would, hold your hopes up for because people have so much equity in their houses right now. And if they were in financial trouble, they can just sell their house. The bank's not going to foreclose upon it because you can see almost 2/3 of people have a tremendous amount of equity in their house. So they can't pay their bills. That's one thing, but they can usually actually cash out of their house and walk away with a ton of money if they're one of those, 2/3 of people that have more than 50% of equity. We looked at this last month. I wanted to bring it up again. Looking at historically, most years we do have appreciation. The predictions are we're falling back into that normal range of appreciation, which might be around that 4 or 5% number per year. And we really only, in the past 40 plus years, have had 4 years with a negative or decline in prices. So all predictions point to another year of appreciation. In fact, here's all the experts and what they are predicting. Again, average of these is a little over 3. My feeling is we'll probably hit a little bit closer to that 4% number. We'll certainly have more clarity on that later in the year. We'll update this graph every month, as a lot of these companies, particularly Goldman Sachs and some of the others, will update their projections every month. And here's just another look at that. As you can see how they update their projections. So they previously thought in the fall that we were not going to have a whole lot of appreciation. And a lot of these companies or experts have almost doubled or more their projections for more price increases or appreciation this year. Thanks again for watching this month's market update. If you would please hit the subscribe button, that way you're alerted of all of our videos and it helps us make sure that we get this information in front of you. If you need any real estate help, I'm here in service all of the South Jersey Shore area, from the towns of Cape May and Atlantic County, the immediate offshore areas. I also have a great list of well-vetted real estate agents all over the entire country if you're doing business, investing, buying, or selling anywhere else in the country. My contact information is below. I'm Adam D with Keller Williams Realty, and I'll catch you on the next video.